show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you be notified when I drop that heat. Al Heyman, PBC, Fox announced their schedule for the first quarter of 2019. Pretty much all the heavy hitters is within the schedule. And after seeing this schedule and how everything's laid out just off of Fox, I'm not even talking about Showtime or any other deal that Al Heyman has going on right now. It basically, this tells me that there's a serious possibility for another Cold War. And for the people that don't know, the Cold War is basically where a promoter or a promotional company is going to choose not to work with another promoter or another promotional company. Now, we went through that years ago, and we missed out on a lot of fights. We missed out on a lot of fights because of the quote-unquote Cold War. Now, Al Heyman, PBC, they have the roster to make all in-house fights. They have the roster to make all in-house fights. They can make Keith Thurman, Sean Porter rematch. They can make Sean Porter, Earl Spence. They can make Danny Garcia, Earl Spence. They can make Amir Khan, Manny Pacquiao. They can pull Floyd Mayweather out of retirement. Because, I mean, he's spending money on $18 million watches and $6 million in jewelry stores and stuff like that. It's only a matter of time before he's back in the ring, because he's going to be running out of bread. But they could do that too. But see, even though they can do all in-house fights, the boxing hardcore fans want to see Terrence Crawford against the PBC fighters. We want to see Vasyl Lomachenko versus a Tank Davis. That's what we want to see. We want to see that happen. We want to see PBC fighters fighting top-ranked fighters. We want to see PBC fighters fighting the zone fighters. We want to see Canelo Alvarez run through the gauntlet at 160. We want to see it. We want to see him fight Jamal Charlo. We want to see him fight a Danny Jacobs, even though Danny Jacobs might sign to the zone. But he's Al Heyman. He's Al Heyman. We want to see the premier fights. But in order for that to happen, there's going to have to be some cross-promoting going on. Like, I really feel like they need to have one of those round table meetings like they used to have in the mob movies. Everybody wear their black suits with the top hat, bring their finest cigars, their finest wine, and just sit. All of the bosses, all of the big-time bosses that have to do with boxing. Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather Jr. You can add any other promoter that's a big-time name or a respectable name as far as being a promoter or a promotional company. And I think they need to have a roundtable meeting and really figure out what they're going to do for the sport of boxing. Because the boxing politics is killing a lot of fights. Like, everybody made videos about the Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence meeting up in the back during the Maurice Hooker, Alex Salcedo fight. And they was going back and forth, talking trash to each other, this, that, and the third. I ain't make one video about that shit. I ain't make one video about that shit. I ain't make one comment about that shit. You want to know why? Because Bob Arum was staring there. He couldn't even legally say a word to Earl Spence. Couldn't say a word to him. Couldn't say a word to him. I didn't report on that particular situation because I know the fight not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. So it's just a waste of time for me to even do a video on them meeting up backstage. Did they throw any punches? Did they actually sign a contract back there? Hell no. So I'm not wasting my time doing a video on it, on a fantasy match. And that's what we have right now. That's what we have in the sport of boxing. The premier fights that we want to see, there probably has to be some type of co-promoting going on. And I get it from the business side. All the promoters want in-house fights because there's more money in-house. I get it. But when you co-promoting a fight that's of huge significance, sometimes you got to put that to the side. Sometimes you have to put the fact that it might make more financial sense to just promote it on your own versus actually co-promoting with a promoter that you may not necessarily like, but the fight gonna be so big. Like, imagine a Vasyl Lomachenko, Tank Davis. They could pay-per-view that shit. They could pay-per-view that shit. They really could. They could pay-per-view that shit. But is it gonna happen? Probably not. Probably not. Fighters aren't getting an opportunity to basically craft their own resume. Craft the way they're going to be looked at in the history books. This is what a Cold War does. This is what a Cold War does. It stops the premier fights that the hardcore boxing fans want to see. The money DAZN has been throwing around, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, all they did was replace HBO and named it DAZN. That's it. HBO is done, even though they're still going to be hosting some fights, but as a boxing channel, like, they're done. But DAZN is basically taking the place of HBO. And the only way we're going to be able to get the premium fights that we want, where guys are going to have to co-promote, and I hate to say it, it's going to be these sanctioning bodies. These sanctioning bodies, they need to order guys that are in another promotional company to the mandatory spot and say, hey, if you don't get something done, it's going to purse bid. And you need to force these promoters' hand, force these fighters' hand. At the end of the day, the hand need to be forced. And nobody in boxing is forcing Al Heyman's hand. Nobody in boxing is forcing Bob Arum's hand or Eddie Hearn's hand. Like, it's just a bunch of chess being played right now. And guys are just staying within their comfort level. Co-promoting with someone takes you out of your comfort level. And none of these guys are willing to come out of their comfort level. And none of them are willing to make a business sacrifice for the sport of boxing. And the last thing they're thinking about is catering to us, the hardcore fan. They'll cater to the casual fan before they cater to the hardcore fan. Like, it's a crazy situation. It's an absolute crazy situation. When you know probably the top 5 fights in boxing are going to be extremely difficult to make because of promoters, that's sad. That's sad. And that's why I'm confident that it's probably going to be some type of a Cold War. It's just how intense the Cold War going to be. Top 5 fights in boxing. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Can't get made right now. Promotional issues. Vasyl Lomachenko, Tank Davis. Nothing. Fight not happening because of promotional issues. Vasyl Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia, that fight not happening. Promotional issues. Canelo Alvarez, Jamal Charlo, that fight not happening. We got the zone involved now. These are the things that I'm talking about. We can't see the premier fights because the guys behind the scenes. I'll never say that a fighter is scared of another fighter. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But in order for boxing to move forward, these guys are going to have to co-promote. And when guys are willing to co-promote, that avoids what we would consider a Cold War. Now, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.